Hey guys, it's Quentin, Nick, Trey, and Jack again with another episode of the Pokemon Trope. We're here to talk about some exciting new cards coming out soon from the new set, Champions Path. New mini set, I should say. It includes some really special cards, including a shiny Charizard V and the Rainbow Rare VMAX Charizard. Those are my top picks. But yeah, let's talk about some Champions Path.
Yeah, so I guess we can just go in and start talking about some of the cards. We made a little list here of kind of the more notable cards in Champions Path. I'm gonna go. We're just all gonna go through a couple. So let's see. This is the list. Okay, so the first card I have listed on here is Incineroar V, and I listed on here. It's like an okay card. For 2 fire and 1 colorless, it does 90 damage, and you attach up to 2 fire energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. Second attack for 3 fire and 1 colorless does 220 damage. The Pokemon does 30 damage to itself. So it's more so just an ability to do a little bit of damage and then power up something up on the bench. Probably not game breaking by any means, but I mean it's something, right?
I mean, there are much better 3 energy attackers that do more than 90 and accelerate do. I just feel like if you're going to welder and attach and commit that much effort, assuming you're using welder. I don't know. I first read over this, and then having only 220 in first, second attack, doing 30 to itself, especially in a format like this where, I mean, it gets one shot by Zacian anyways, so it's not relevant in that regard, but anything else, like just having that low of HP and then dealing that much, like dealing 30 to itself is a lot of damage for only having 220 health. I don't think it's very good to me for now.
Yeah, no, you're probably right in that.
I was a little underwhelmed by it, to be honest. If the energy count was a little bit lower, I'd be more excited, but I don't know. And then also like the 3 retreat, like that's what really got me about. I did not expect him to have a 3 retreat for some reason. I just
big boy.
To me, yeah, no.
Oh no,
I get it.
Slow.
I didn't
60 or 70.
I didn't realize that. For some reason, I thought Incineroar was like pretty fast. So I was expecting like I don't know, like a 2 retreat cost, but I don't know. It's just very underwhelming for me.
Quentin, you want to talk about Wailord V? Oh, maybe we lost Quentin. Trey, want to talk about Wailord V?
Yes, absolutely, I will. While Quentin is just staring into nothing.
Looks so sad.
But okay, so for 1 water, pump up, attach up to 3 water energy from your discard pile into this Pokemon, and then second attack for 4 water, Ocean Wave. Flip 3 coins. This attack does 120 damage times the number of heads. So we're thinking 3 heads, 360 damage, which is pretty. It's pretty sweet.
It is pretty good.
Yeah, no, that is, and I just think, I mean, obviously it's got its own synergy between its first and second attack, but I don't know. It's definitely an interesting card to me. 280 HP is pretty nice, and I mean, you're not going to get away with the 4 retreat cost on a Wailord. He's always been like that.
Yeah, that's true.
I was gonna say, like, there's no getting around that. But
I think
any other thoughts on that?
I think Quentin's back, so he can give us some thoughts on it.
Hi. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened, but I reconnected and disconnected from the call like 6 times in the span of like 20 seconds. It's really cool.
Oh.
Well, you're here
nice.
now.
Yeah, I am. This Wailord seems pretty cool. It's kind of similar to the Incineroar, or my thoughts about it at least, in that what is that little moth thing?
Frostmoth?
Frostmoth.
Yes, thank you. With Frostmoth in format, again, water doesn't need a ton of energy acceleration. It's cool that it accelerates from the discard, so it's a different sort of engine build. But yeah, I think it's pretty neat that it's 280 for a basic, though. We haven't seen that yet.
It's 280 for a basic, and if you just dump all your energy onto it and play the what's the thing that lets you reflip the stadium? What's the name of it?
Tangle?
Yeah,
It
dude.
would.
360, dude. You just Eternatus, done.
Dude,
Broken card.
I'm just
That's
saying.
it.
I'm just
That's all you
saying.
need.
True.
12.5% of the time, it works every time.
Every time.
And then you get
Exactly.
a reflip, so it's even more likely than that. Yeah, no, this is definitely like a meme card, but like, I mean, 280 HP is a lot for a two-prizer. I mean, it's the most HP we've seen on a two-prize Pokemon before.
And Cape,
And you can put a Cape of Toughness on it. Put it up to
330. That's a VMAX, bro.
as a
On a
two-prize
basic.
VMAX.
That's bigger than a VMAX.
That's true. That's okay.
So
Argument
I'm
seen.
with it.
Argument seen.
So that's pretty cute. So
Yeah.
Quentin, do you want to go over Dreadnought V and Dreadnought VMAX?
Oh,
I guess
yeah,
more
sure
so
thing.
just Dreadnought VMAX.
Yeah. I will just point out that Dreadnought V and VMAX both share that hard shell ability, which I think is what makes this Pokemon so cool. Taking 30 less from attacks is just really good, especially on a VMAX where that already has 320 HP. Normally, you're only thinking about two-shotting that guy, but now you're looking at probably three-shot to KO a Dreadnought VMAX because you're dealing 30 less to each attack. And the attack is pretty cool. Another instance of where you'd want to play that stadium, Glimwood Tangle, and it's only one head flip, so that's a little easier. 160 plus 80, solid 240 for 3 energy. Pretty
Yeah.
solid.
Oh, sorry.
You know,
Go ahead.
I would be super psyched about its ability with 30 less if it wasn't, on 2 other Pokemon. I don't know. I'm just that just irritates me that so many Pokemon have this ability, but and I really like Dreadnought too as a Pokemon. It is very cool, but I don't know. I don't think that 240s necessarily. I mean, you're taking out V's, but unless it's Wailord, but it just doesn't. It's kind of a little. It's all right. Like I don't think it's anywhere near like great by any means. It's just yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like if you're gonna commit 3 energy on the same thing, it's just better to play the Inteleon VMAX because you have a first attack that's better than arguably the 30 less of an ability, and it does for 3 energy do 160, but you also guarantee a 60 snipe, as opposed to flipping a coin to do more to the active when you're probably going to be two-shotting the active anyways in this kind of a format. So, and hitting 240 isn't going to be one-shotting a lot of the popular stuff outside of like a Zacian, but an ADP doesn't go down. Any VMAX besides Centiskorch doesn't go down. So it's just there are better things to play, kind of a deal, I think. So
Yeah, it's definitely not the best. I mean, when you think about it, it essentially has 350 HP, which is a lot of HP, and for every and since it's almost always going to have to get two-shotted, it's essentially 380 HP. So, like, in theory, you could have a lot of healing in, like, this type of deck. The only problem is that there's not a lot of healing cards out right now. It's like you have, like, Mallow and Lana, and that's about it that I can think of off the top of my head. At least for
Are
big
Hyper
heals.
Potion and Grape Potion in format?
Oh, there's the Hyper Potion.
Or no?
Hyper Potion heals 122, which in theory you can switch to the bench, Hyper Potion, Frostmoth energy back on. So, like, if you have, like, Malolana and that, which is a lot to ask for, it's like 5, because you need to have 2 water energy, 2 cards to discard off Malolana, and Hyper Potion. But if you were able to do all of that in one turn, then you would heal 240 damage. And
There's also Pokemon Center Lady, but
I was about to ask if that
committing-
rotated.
yeah.
Well, it's in this set.
yeah.
Yeah, they're re-releasing
Yeah.
it.
Oh, they reprinted. Okay.
I think
It's been around forever.
Pokemon Center Lady got reprinted a couple sets ago or something. But yeah, it is being reprinted in this set as well. Yeah, it's just like you can't quite get enough healing for this card to work, I feel like.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think it just obviously crumbles to your opponent just playing Gust to take up like all the support guys that are sitting on your bench between like Frostmoth or other draw support Pokemon, that it just kind of crumbles without that engine around it, and be able to consistently do that kind of healing. Because in this format where you're attacking, you're hitting hard, you're hitting fast, and having this kind of a defensive guy without having the consistent healing outside of playing your supporter for the turn on just healing as opposed to drawing and getting a better board state. That kind of idea, well, it's in theory like, oh, you can heal all the damage that your opponent just did in one turn, but it's not worth really playing.
Moving on to Gardevoir VMAX, I actually do think this card has a little bit of potential. The only problem is its metal weakness, but so it has 320 HP. It's a psychic type. For psychic colorless, it does 180 damage and heal 50 damage from this Pokemon. Retreat costs 2, and like I said before, weak to metal. This with the new item card from this set, that I think it's like spoiled canned food or something like that. That heals 80 damage and you discard a psychic energy. You can naturally heal a lot of damage, which is really cool. But being weak to metal is not a good thing to be weak to in this format.
Not at all.
In theory, you can play weakness card energy, but you also have to power up a psychic type Pokemon, which is mainly just manual attaches and turbo patches.
Well, listen, you do have Rose.
Oh yeah, you do have Rose if you want to discard
have
your
that
entire
option.
hand.
Well, then you play Rose Tower and draw till 3, you goober. Come on.
Or you play Silvally GX.
Shh. No.
No?
Play the gimmick.
Play the
You do the gimmick.
Play the gimmick. But, yeah.
Oh, I want to point something out about this Gardevoir in
Sure thing, pal.
conjunction with another one of the new items. Which one was it?
There's other new items? I thought spoiled canned food was like the only one.
It was the only new one.
Or maybe I was looking at Vivid Voltage. Never mind. Okay. Well, all I'll say is there was an item that I saw that's a tool you attach. You can use attacks from previous evolutions, and the
Oh yeah, that is
V's
Vivid Voltage.
attack does an extra. So okay, the Gardevoir V, its second attack for 2 psychic and a colorless overflowing wave does 120 plus 80 if you healed any damage from this Pokemon during this turn.
Mm-hmm. That
Okay.
memory capsule is the tool you're talking about. That card is in Vivid Voltage.
Yeah, gotcha. Yep.
But
Okay.
that is something to think about for the future. But yeah, overall, I think Gardevoir VMAX is probably just a little not good enough. Mainly just because of the metal weakness.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, you can have the weakness guard energy, but there's a lot of special energy hate going around right now, so like it's not worth the investment of the weakness guard when it'll just lose it the turn you need it.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we can move on probably to the Alcremie VMAX. Someone wants to take that up?
Yeah, sure. I'll talk about it. So we kind of went over it a little bit in one of the last other episodes, just because the set was announced and such, and this was something that was already out in Japan. We didn't see in Darkness Ablaze cut, and now in Champion's Path. And just to go over back again, for 1 colorless, for each of your bench Pokemon, search your deck for a psychic energy and attach it to that Pokemon. Then you shuffle your deck, and then for the main attack, for 2 psychic, 60 damage, and then you can pick any number of energy attached to your Pokemon and discard them. You do 60 times that much. So obviously synergy between the two. Just eerily similar to Blacephalon GX, except getting discarded as opposed to Lost Zone and doing 10 more for each energy. But having the double psychic cost can, from just thinking now, can be really awkward, obviously, because there's no good acceleration. And the good thing is that it discards any number of energy. And so you could combine acceleration methods if you wanted to and just kind of dedicate Aurora energies or just basic psychics. Work something. I haven't thought about this before, but originally I thought it was just psychics from the discard, but it's any energy, so that's a lot better than I initially thought. But having 310 on a VMAX, obviously the lowest we've seen, 3 retreat cost, and the metal weakness being the most worst thing about it. I like it. I like the attack just because I really like Blacephalon, but I don't think it's gonna be able to keep up at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, just that metal weakness is obviously rough. Same reason Gardevoir is going to be a bit slow. This deck does have a lot of one-shot potential, which is nice. I'm interested to see if the exact translation comes out to be you may discard any number of energy or energy cards attached to your Pokemon. Because if it's energy, in theory, you could use something like triple acceleration energy, and that counts as 3 energy. Discard one of those after you attach it, and you're doing 100. That's 180 off a discard, off of one card.
One card.
Which
Yeah, that would be.
Gosh.
Oh, everyone's trying to talk, but I'm saying so. I was reading over, hoping that it would say that, but the translation here on PokeBeach does have energy card, and
okay.
they normally get things right, so
Gotcha.
that kind of goes away. But if not, ooh,
Lame.
baby.
Never mind.
Right. Now, another okay card.
Trey, do you want to talk about Lucario V?
Sure. So Lucario V, 210 HP. For 1 fighting, Aura Sphere, 40 damage. This attack does 20 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Second attack is 2 fighting, 1 colorless, Beat Smash, 180 damage. This Pokemon can't use Beat Smash during your next turn. I think it's all right. Initially, when I read the card, I actually thought Landorus EX. Just from its first attack, it just reminded me of Landorus.
Trey, that just dated you so hard that we had.
Yeah, I know.
Buzzwole GX. That was the same thing.
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Landorus baby.
Landorus
I'm not
EX.
arguing because Landorus is the GOAT, but you know
It's the OG.
it's
One of
fine.
the
But, I
original
mean-
big basics.
Exactly. And so when I saw it, I thought a lot about that, and then I mean, I've always been partial to fighting Pokemon. I've always wanted like fighting types to do well. But I don't know. It's an all right card, I'd say. What's everybody else's thoughts?
I think.
Oh
no, you
go
go,
ahead.
Quentin.
Okay. I kind of see it sort of as fighting Zacian in a way. With that Beat Smash for 2 fighting and a colorless, it's just underwhelming compared to the 230 from Zacian. So 50 damage matters a lot in this format, very obviously, because it's, Eternatus runs with 4 Ziggs. Wait, you said Nets aren't really played in Eternatus anymore?
Yeah,
Or what?
Nets aren't played that much in Eternus anymore. Some lists are still playing them, but yeah.
Not 4?
I mean, if a list is playing Nets, then they're playing 4.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's just like a different. Okay, but yeah, then that Aura Sphere attack is. It's interesting. I feel like a 20 snipe is just an odd number. I would really prefer it to have been 30-30, but it's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you got, like Nick has shown everyone, that we have a Sandaconda in the format where you're hitting that 220 number, which is a lot better to hit. And with you're okay sacrificing the energy that Sandaconda does because you have Colossal, and where this is just okay. Well, you preserve the energy, but you can't use it next turn. Okay, well you can hit Eternatus for weakness still, but the 180 is just far too low to be. I would even consider, and the 40-20 snipe I think is just too slow. It's just in a bubble. It's a good early attack. It's not bad, but I think at the moment you need to be far more aggressive than like placing damage counters that'll help you later on if you're not already hitting these big numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of similar thoughts that I had. I think the only reason why Lucario V is doing 180 instead of like 230 like Zacian is because of the fact that it one shots Eternatus already. So since it already one shots Eternatus, I guess they just didn't want it to be some card that can also one shot V Pokemon. But I don't know. It's also weird because like fighting also doesn't have like any energy acceleration outside of Turbo Patch. So like, why does it matter if it can do 230? Like, why does it have to do 50 less than Zacian? I don't know. I will say though that there's like this interesting like Giratina Garchomp and like Regirock V deck that was running around for a little bit, and I could see Lucario V as the replacement for Regirock V in that deck, just because it has that second attack that one shots Eternatus, which is the whole reason Regirock is in there. But you also have the Aura Sphere attack, which helps ping some damage on the board, which is good for Garchomp and Giratina GX. So it'll probably be played in that like deck, but that deck is very fringe and a very strange deck overall.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Glad you brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
No, you mentioned the lack of fighting acceleration, but I was wondering if there's was it Bead, whatever her name is,
Bead,
supporter
like
card
Bia.
coming out. I think that's in the
Vivid
next
Voltage.
set.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I was just scrolling down here off this list, but
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
another form, but it's also a supporter.
Yeah.
Gross.
So, but for right now, it doesn't really have much going for it. But yeah, we can move on to Galarian Obstagoon. It's stage 2, obviously 170 HP. It's mainly look at it for its ability. Does once during your turn, you may have your opponent discard cards from their hand until they have 4 cards left. And,
That's disgusting.
And its attack is also pretty good. For 3 colorless, it does 180 damage. So with a triple acceleration energy, for 1 energy you do 180. Not too bad. Yeah, mainly looking at it for the discard, making your opponent discard down to 4. They do get to choose the cards to discard, but I mean, even then, if your opponent has a huge hand, then discarding them down to 4 is still could be pretty rough for them.
Absolutely. So, an idea that I had earlier, it was before I had even checked out this Obstagoon. It was the one that's basically just Zigzagoon times 3. You know, when you evolve it, you place. And
Yeah.
it had a somewhat decent attack, I think. But
Yeah, obstruct.
I was just thinking, in the future for Eternatus VMAX, I can see like these safeguard abilities kind of becoming more popular, like prevent all damage done from VMAXs or non-basics, and I just kind of see this as a really nice low, like, I'm thinking.
Is everyone else losing Quentin too?
Yeah.
Okay. I think Quentin was saying that this is like a semi-low commitment attacker, in the sense that you would only need 1 triple acceleration energy to do 180, and then you can knock out the safeguard Pokemon. I'm gonna guess that is what he's going for.
Yeah. I like the thought of that, considering the last 2 sets in a row we've been having those same safeguard stuff coming out. First with the Decidueye, and now with Altaria in the Champion's Path. Excuse me. But no, I like that theory. So it would be cute, but I also have to commit more than just the energy. You'd have to commit the rare candy and the Obstagoon as well. Probably not just the one-ofs, because a one-of rare candy just doesn't seem valuable.
Mm-hmm.
And a one-of triple acceleration. I mean, you could accelerate energy on your own, but if you decided to play Turbo Patch and then rare candy, but like that just adds a lot more junk you don't need. Where there are other options. You already have the Hoopas and stuff to already attack through those safeguard options. So
yeah, I could see people trying to tech in, like maybe make a Eternatus Galarian Obstagoon deck just mainly just for the ability. Just make it so that way you have a little bit of control in a sense. Because like, say like a welder deck is gonna hate having their hand discarded down to 4. Just like absolutely hate it. Because they need so many other resources. They need to have that big hand size to do well. So could be something we see in the future. Do pretty decent.
Yeah, I like the idea of just having it there as a control option. Like you said, I was thinking about mentioning that, but like, you know, a turn 2 where now your opponent constantly like, oh, well, I'm got a 4-card hand. Now they got to play around that because there's no ability obstruction. So just having that constant threat just seems very... welcome back, Alola.
Lola. But yeah, I think we can probably move on to the next one. This is actually one I didn't put in the list, but I wanted to talk about it for a sec here. So it's like not too overwhelming, but I think it's pretty solid. This Liepard for a dark 2 colorless only does 90 damage, but hear me out. Its ability, this Pokemon can't be paralyzed.
I knew exactly what you said,
broken.
Liepard. When you said Liepard, I was like, oh my gosh, we're going to talk about how he can't be paralyzed.
I'm waiting for the sauce. Where is it?
No,
I'm hungry.
It was just a meme from if you watched our Darkness Ablaze opening video, Jack, a Thew, you would know. We were making
that was
fun,
so long ago.
We were making fun of this Liepard because it just has the ability that it can't be paralyzed.
Can't be paralyzed,
Poison it,
man.
You can confuse it. You can put it to sleep. Whatever.
Confused and
Can't
poisoned.
paralyze it though.
Well, have you ever had the ability in game? It's the same thing. Gosh, guys.
I mean, it's just.
Oh, look at Jack. He knows VGC.
What? VG, bro. What? I don't know. Oh well.
It's funny because when I was creating the document to like list off the cards to talk about, I had this put in there with parentheses meme around it, and I specifically deleted it before I copied and pasted it into a Google Doc.
You should have left it that way.
Nah,
Should have left it in the drafts, bro.
Nah, dude, that was worth it.
Okay, listen. I just read over Scrafty. This card's hot.
Is it actually?
For one dark and 2 of any, bad brawl 90. But if you played Piers, you do 90 more, dude.
Oh, that's actually kind of
Dude.
okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of cute. I feel like it's probably a little too slow, and you have to play Piers, and it's a 2 energy commitment to
Well, Piers gets you to Crobat.
I mean, true. Yeah.
Come on,
it's
see,
cute.
busted.
Busted.
Busted card, dude. All right, let's just keep going.
You could also grab the Scrafty with the Piers.
That's true.
Just saying.
No. Dude, oh my god.
Yeah.
This sounds like a Jack project.
You're making my brain hurt. I didn't even think about that one, man.
Because the text specifically says if you played Piers this turn, not while this Pokemon was on the battlefield. So
That's true.
Dude, oh my god.
That is true.
That.
So I think I think the next card we need to talk about is Duraludon V.
Do we have to talk about it?
I mean, maybe.
yeah. I think we probably.
I put a question mark next to it in the Google Doc, and somebody replied with yes.
I wrote. I said yeah. I said yes.
Well then, why would you question it now then, Quinn? Huh? You change your mind?
I didn't question. I said yes.
Well, no,
said,
like
yeah,
you did that. Anyway, well, I heard you say maybe.
Oh. Okay, so let's let Clinton talk about it then.
Oh.
Never mind.
Oh, okay.
On the spot.
Trey can talk about it because he hates how many Pokemon have hard coat.
I do. This was one of them where I was just like, why? Like, why? What's the? There's so many other things you could do, but yeah, its attack's kind of cute though, I guess. For 3 colorless, 10 plus damage. This attack does 40 more damage for each metal energy attached to this Pokemon.
No, that's meat energy, dude.
Meat energy?
Yeah, no, that's very doesn't seem worth the reward of dedicating all that metal that you can't effectively accelerate turn after turn.
Yeah, it only does 130 for the 3 energy, which is pretty sad. I don't understand why it can't be like 10 plus 50 or maybe 40 plus 40. But even then, 10 plus 50 is like, I guess like 4 energy, you do 210 is okay.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know.
You're also weak to fire.
You're also weak to fire, which is not the best. But yeah.
I'm going
But
back
resistant
into
to
Google.
grass.
Going back
Think
into
about
Google
that.
Docs.
Think about that one though.
Quentin's,
I'm thinking, but the gerbil in my brain isn't running on the wheels, so.
Quentin went back into the
Cool.
Google Doc and wrote no instead of yes. It's a drilled on me.
Alright.
So,
See? Should have just listened to me, man.
No.
Moving on. Quentin, do you want to talk about Altaria?
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, so Altaria, obviously a stage 1. 110 HP, its ability, Miracle Guard, prevents all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon V and GX. And then for 2 colorless, its attack does 60 damage, no effect. And it has a 1 retreat cost, weak to lightning, and resistant to fighting. It's pretty low HP, but I mean for stage 1, 110 isn't terrible, especially when you're safeguarded from Vs and GXs. V includes V Max, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
I figured. Just making sure. So, yeah, I wish that its attack did something a little beefier, whether it would be more damage, energy acceleration, some effect, you know? Because if this guy's just chilling up in the active, I guess it only takes 2 energy to set him up, so it's pretty easy, low commitment, and keeps you safe so that you can continue setting up your board state for whenever you're ready to knock out their Vs.
Yeah, this dude is... Altaria is not really much of an attacker, only doing 60 damage. It's just not really going to get you there. But it is a good stage 1, safeguard type Pokemon, which is nice. You know, it may see some fringe play, but I don't... Since it only has 110 HP, most decks play some way to deal with a 110 HP Pokemon they have a way to deal with it without using a V or a GX. So, but it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also not surprised by its lackluster stats outside of the ability, because we've seen countless safeguard Pokemon from Sigilif to Decidueye now, or Suicune. You know, I can go on, but none of them really did a good amount of damage. Like Sigilif, I think, was probably arguably one of the best ones because it just did more damage based on the energy on your opponent. I think it was like 70 plus 10 or something. I don't know. But as a whole, they never have a lot of HP because they have the immunity for the ability. They never do a lot of damage just because they wouldn't want something with this ability to do a lot of damage, which I think if it got to the point where it'd be arguably unfair, like, oh, if this stage 1 did, I don't know, 120 damage for 3 energy off and being immune to all the good cards in the format, good cards, top tier stuff, and it could be more obnoxious, but I think also in that where you hinder all the damage they're able to do inherently makes them bad because they don't do a lot of damage, and they're, like Nick said, every deck has a way to get around it most of the time. So, and that's really like all there really is to it. It's a cute pivoting card for those kind of hit and run decks. Other than that, outside of there, it's not really gonna see much.
Yep. And then other than that, there's a bunch of trainers in this set, but there's only 2 new trainers in the set. The Rotom Phone, look at top 5 cards of your deck, choose a card you find there, shuffle your deck, put that card on top of your deck. Not very strong. And then the Strange Canned Food from the deck. I mean, mainly it's just used for Gardevoir, VMAX. We kind of already talked about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I think the main things to notice for the set is that apparently there is an Eldegoss reprint. It's a different art, an Eldegoss V reprint, which is kind of cool, just because Eldegoss is a useful card. But the whole reason for the set pretty much is the Rainbow Rare Charizard and the the Rainbow Rare Charizard VMAX and the shiny Charizard V, which are going to be the big chase cards for this set for sure.
Oh, everybody loves a good Charizard.
Oh yeah,
Everybody loves a good Charizard.
I've already seen, like, apparently there were some eBay listings earlier this week for those cards, like the Rainbow Rare VMAX for like $1,400 and like the shiny Charizard V for like $2,000. And I think that's mainly just because it's like, you know, pre-release like price.
Well,
I think they'll go
isn't
down.
that Rainbow Charizard the box promo for the Elite Trainer box?
No, there's a full art Charizard V that is the box promo. That's also something to consider.
But it's
Gotcha.
It's not the shiny like black Charizard though. It's just like a pink.
Just a regular
background.
full
It's
art
a-
V, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, the Rainbow Rare VMAX is something you pull in the set.
God, imagine spending $2,000 on a card.
Yeah, I do think the price will go down, but like I think ultimately those cards will still be like, you know, fresh out of pack. Like they'll probably be like a couple $100.
It also depends on how much they print as well. If they just pump these things into circulation, just because it's a special Charizard, it's shiny. Oh, we'll sell a lot of them, which is true. And so the secondary market might get overinflated with, you know, PSA 9, PSA 10 copies of all these. So with that, it would also kill the price, but you'll never know until it kind of fluctuates itself out.
Mm-hmm. So,
Cat.
Nick, something you mentioned earlier was that, you know, obviously that's the chase card, the Rainbow Rare VMAX, well, also in the shiny full art V. But what do you think of just like opening packs till we pull one?
Dude, I'm hoping that our video that we record of the Champions Path card like packs we're getting, I hope we pull one of them. I really want to pull one.
Just buy more.
Yeah. Just buy out Champions Path until you profit.
I mean, you're bound to. You pull Charizard.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, pull the Charizard and you're vibing.
Just literally keep opening and buying packs until you pull one. You literally cannot lose profit, like you just said.
Okay. Okay, real quick. What is everyone's favorite card from Champions Path, and a short explanation why? I'll start. I think I just want to double check through everything. I think my favorite card from Champions Path is Altaria, mostly as a meme. Because I want to make Greedent good. I think Greedent has a chance with Altaria, and I have a spicy idea.
Reset stamp.
Nah, dude.
Marnie.
Nah, we draw out of
Okay.
it.
Lost. Okay. Sorry. My bad.
I have some spicy ideas for it. I don't know. I mean, obviously it's still a meme, but I think out of the cards in the set, I think I am most excited to try to use that card.
I'll go next. So what I think is my favorite card is probably Eldegoss, because it's the only good card in the set. But actually, I really like the Alcremie VMAX just because it's so much like Blacephalon. I like the idea, and I think, you know, hopefully some stuff in the future can really. It's because it's like that one step away, because it's that awkward 2 energy cost, but being able to use any energy to off the discard, and, you know, only needing to discard 6 energy to take 3 prizes, in theory isn't too bad if you have options at some point to keep recycling them from the discard. So in all seriousness, probably Alcremie.
Hear me out. So they'll just reprint a Naganadel Pokemon as a basic, because that's fine. And then they'll make Welder for Psychic type energy.
I don't see why not. I don't see the problem.
Here for it.
And then we're
Seems
chilling.
fair. Yeah.
Trey, do you want to go next, or do you want me to?
You can go.
Okay. I'm thinking my favorite card from this set has got to be Dreadnought VMAX. I'm just seeing a lot of potential bubbling with water decks right now, and I mean, a VMAX with a buffer ability just seems too strong. And then get your Glimwood Tangle out and start hitting for 240 pretty much every turn. It'd be pretty gross and beautiful.
It's funny that you say that because I could tell the way I can tell Trey's just looking through the set right now trying to decide, and I could tell he just looked a little disappointed because he wants it to be Dreadnought VMAX. Like he wants that to be his favorite card, but you can tell he just does not think it's good enough.
Come to terms. He's not arguing.
Y'all read me, yeah. It's just so like I have two, one based on playability, one based on art.
Okay.
So the one based on playability is Whale Lord V. I just am very intrigued by it.
Coin flips.
Broken card.
I am always about coin flips. Like
you'll flip your head when you need it.
12.5% of the time it works every time.
I don't know. I geek out on cards like that where that's just the possibility. Like I don't know. I love it. And based upon art is actually Graplocked V.
Oh really?
Yes,
Graplock's a sick Pokemon.
It looks
all his cards
sick.
suck, but
oh my gosh, I love the full art.
Pokemon.
Oh, the artwork is actually
They're
really cool
so
on
close
it.
to being good. Like the cards themselves, it's like you added 30 damage to that attack to be broken.
I was gonna say his second attack for 2 fighting, 1 colorless, 120 plus 100 on a coin flip. I mean that's good damage. It's just
that's 220.
No way to power it up, and it's on a coin flip.
It's just tough to get to that.
Yeah,
so.
You got Vitality Band.
I was thinking about adding Graplocked into this list just for the first attack. 20 damage to the defending Pokemon's basic Pokemon. It can't attack during your opponent's next turn. The only problem is that like there's so many switching effects in this format that it's like there's no way that's gonna work out. And VMAXs are such a big thing, and it does nothing to VMAXs.
Yeah, I just love the art on that card.
Yeah, that's fair.
Beautiful card. Beautiful.
I think we have. Yeah, we probably have enough time for one more fun question. I thought of the question. What is one of your most fun experiences playing against a random opponent? Like what is most fun? Either most fun interaction or like maybe you just had a really good game or something. I'll start. So I give you. Oh, Quentin, do you have something? You want to start?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I built this Anaconda deck today on PTCGO.
Okay.
And then the first game that I played after I built it, I was playing Rillaboom VMAX because I was trying to get the daily challenge from a few days ago. But I played against your deck, and I was just immediately like, Heart, you have a really cool deck.
You have a good deck.
And he said it back, and it was just such a heartwarming experience. I can't get IRL experiences with randos because it's been how many years since I played?
That's fair. That's fair. Oh, that's funny though. That's funny.
And so you wanted
I really wanted an in-game chat so I could be like, "Yo, my really good friend Nick Robinson made that deck." But no,
he made it. It's his brainchild. No one else thought about it.
Nobody ever thought about it. I'm the only person.
It was never a concept. It didn't exist.
I created those cards.
You're like God to Anaconda and Colossal, both of them.
else? Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Jack?
So the question was a fun experience.
I mean, it could be.
Yeah, I have plenty of weird ones.
You can mention a weird one if it's appropriate.
I
mean,
all right, so I'll do a fun one.
Okay.
So I was at States 2015. I had to guess. Yeah, I think it was States. That's 2015 now. I basically played one like best of 3 set. I think is what they were doing then against our buddy Brandon Nguyen.
Okay.
And he was playing Lando Bats. I was playing Toad Bats. and it was the worst like best of 3 just because everything was prized, and so it was just a lot of draw pass until he ended up just attacking with Holucha because I can't do anything when I have 4 double colorless prize and I play no other energy.
Oh.
Yeah, fun. So it was like a 2-1, but it was like the worst set. If anyone was watching, like no one would have wanted to watch it because it was just terrible. But that's the only time we've interacted in person for like 4 years. We became best friends. We would just snap each other every day about going to the gym, and because he was doing this big weight loss, and I'm proud of him for it. And the second time I interacted with him is when Nick and him just showed up to where I worked at the time, and that was we've only spoken in person twice, but we were like tight homies, and I've never had like that kind of internet homie, I guess, quote unquote. So that was pretty neato, actually making like, you know,
Your first
like
online
real
friend?
friends. Yeah, where it's not like just some person you meet in tournament and then,
Oh yeah.
but it's someone I literally talk to daily. So
No, that's cool. That's
pretty,
actually really cool.
pretty
That is
cute,
cool.
very cute.
Trey, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
I can go.
Don't leave.
Let's. So this is gonna date me pretty badly. I think it was like Battle Roads in 2012
Okay.
when I think and so I was at this Battle Roads, it's pretty small in Ames, and I mean I was playing like a really bad deck. Like they're based on types, not like actual synergy, you know.
It's
Like so it
I'm
was
playing
like
a fire and electric deck.
yeah, it was like that except for it was dark and grass. Like
Okay, yeah.
so and so I was playing against some random person, you know, and playing through I could see like I was losing pretty bad, and then all of a sudden his deck had actual strategy. Like it was destroying mine.
Yeah.
Like it was just wrecking me. And he all of a sudden like just goes, "You know what? I'm done with this." And he just picks up all of his cards in the middle of our game, and then like doesn't pick them up like, you know, and put them into a deck. He like scoops them into his backpack, like, and then gets up and he's like, "You win this time," and he left. Like the whole tournament, it was like round 2 of 4. Like and I was just like,
You win this time.
like
That's very threatening, the way he said, "You win this time."
You win this
And I was like-
time, dark and grass deck.
I haven't seen him since. Like he was playing like a Dawn fan, like, and Dawn fan was really like from Heart Gold Soul Silver was really
Prime?
good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was incredibly good, and he had some strategy too. I can't even remember what it was, but it was just I was losing really bad. I mean, I was down like I hadn't taken any prizes. He needed like 2 more.
Oh.
And I had like, I don't know, a random like Hound Hour up and like, I don't know, something else on the bench, and I was just like, "Oh, I'm gonna lose this," and he was just like, "I'm done with this." Put it all into his backpack, and then left the whole tournament like nobody saw him.
Dude, homie just really didn't want to play Pokemon anymore.
Dude, I don't
Dude.
know, man.
I think he's like hiding because he guaranteed a next time. But
it's been 8 years,
Oh
so
my gosh.
I haven't seen him since. I'm waiting though. I'm waiting,
He's
I
plotting.
guess.
You're
So
You're
know
gonna,
what?
Trey's gonna show up in
I'm
the final.
wondering-
Oh, sorry, go Quentin.
Dude, you were way too far into that statement. Keep going.
Okay. Trey's gonna end up like in the finals of like a regionals somehow, and the dude's gonna be his opponent in finals and be like, "Remember me," and pulls out his Dawn fan deck and just starts shuffling. He's like, "Let's go." He has a copy of your exact 60 from
exactly.
that
Just
Battle
hands it to
Roads
you,
and
bro.
hands it to you and says, "Let's go." And
that'd
then-
be
Rematch.
painful. That'd be painful.
That'd be so funny.
You just
Ugh.
sitting there crying like, "Oh no."
I was like, I don't even know what any of these cards do anymore. There's no
Earthquake.
strategy.
I'm gonna
And there were
fight.
like 10 energies in this deck, and there's like 40 Pokemon.
I'm gonna fight for 10. Starts crying.
Houndoom Prime, Flip Tails.
Oh my god.
But yeah.
I was just gonna say, I think the 2 alternatives are that, or that guy decided in that moment, you know what? I'm done with this, as in Pokemon, and ended his career right then.
Just
I
around
like
tune
to
about.
think that it wasn't that.
Just
'Cause, like,
mid-tournament,
it was-
he's like, I never want to play this again.
Well, you just crushed his spirit so hard, Trey. You're just the
I
real
was
game
losing.
ender.
I was losing, and those were best of ones. Like,
Nah, dude, this dude was like, I'm too good for this. I'm done with this. I'm completely destroying this kid. This isn't even fun. But I guess I'll go into my story. So this is from 2016 Madison Regionals. Some expanded regionals. I'm playing Night March Maxis, and I go up against I'm going up against Colton Day, who I had never met at this point. He's a good friend of mine now. He's awesome. He's an awesome dude. He was playing Mega Rayquaza. Just for some context, Colton Day, I believe, just most recently got second place at Collinsville Regionals. Sounds about right. He had been out of the game for a while and just came back and got second at Regionals, so that was cool. But yeah, he's a dope guy. But I'm playing against him, and for those of you that played back then, know that so Rayquaza, Mega Rayquaza EX, big 220 HP dragon, dies to Little Lightning Bug very easily.
Yes.
Very easily dies to Little Lightning Bug. So I used my Little Lightning Bug a lot. And so I was just like completely destroying him. And I think at one point in like game 2, he was even dead drawing. And I like knocked out his Mega Rayquaza EX, and he had barely talked the entire game. Like very limited, just like, yeah, I'll cut, like, or like just say the attack, like wouldn't even say what cards he was playing and stuff. Super quiet. And I knock out his Mega Rayquaza, and in the quietest voice, I hear, "He burnt my shake."
What? What did you say?
He said, "He burnt my shake." From SpongeBob in the episode when I think Squidward is cooking. He has to cook in the kitchen.
Oh my God.
And everyone's like, "He burnt my fries. He burnt my burger." And then one person goes, "He burnt my shake."
Why did you ask him why he said that?
No, I just started dying laughing. I was literally laughing. This was like round 5 of a regionals. I'm sitting there for like 5 minutes straight, just laughing, just crying, laughing. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to stall. That was just so funny. And we've been friends ever since.
You need to ask him why he said that, because I need to know why. This is gonna bother me.
It was an elite reference, bro. It was like, dude, Mega Rayquaza was the shake. Patrick was the tiny little lightning bug. What do you not get?
Squidward burnt it. Get your own reference right. God.
No, honestly, I think he just said, like, he purely said it as a joke, and yeah, and I mean, Colton's a super funny guy, so like knowing him now, I'm not surprised he would say that, but like the fact that he was so quiet the entire round and then said that of all things was so funny.
Just so extremely out of context, and then also didn't provide context. Like, no, we're leaving at that.
Nah, it was amazing, dude. I've been friends with him ever since. I love talking to him.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I think. Does anybody else have anything? I think we're done, right? This episode.
Yeah, I'm done, Rings.
Did it.
Quentin, want to lead us out?
No.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching. Leave a like and a comment about what cards you're excited for in the set. Any future video ideas, be sure to subscribe to the Pokemon Trope to keep up with all our future uploads. And be sure to stop over at Nick's channel and his Twitch channel, Phyclone, for more Pokemon plus other games content. And have a good day.
Pokemon Trope
Trope
out.
Out.
No.
Out.
We almost did it, guys. We almost
Dude, we
did
were so
it.
close.